Now we come to scenes we'd like to see. So if everyone can make their way to the performance area, I'll read out this week's topics and then we'll see what our panellists can come up with. OK, here we go. The first subject is commercials that never made it to air.
Do you have a crippling addiction to masturbation and biscuits? Try working from home.
This sofa is full price.
Want to get compliments on how much weight you've lost? Buy a massive pair of trousers and stand like this all the time.
If you like clouds and you like oceans, we've got both. Sky Atlantic.
8 out of 10 cats prefer your neighbour's house. Cats are traitors.
Fire in the hole! Try Caniston.
We sell our turkeys in wooden coffins so that you can pretend it's a funeral and have 30 people round for Christmas.
This advert cost hundreds of thousands of pounds to make. Please don't skip it in 3, 2, 1, you fucking bastard.
Bat soup. The delicious taste of 6 months off.
Airbnb. Yes, that is your sofa in that porn film.
There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's theft.
Please, please buy our product. We really need to buy our product. We're going to go under if you don't buy our product. We are Corona Lager.
Super dry. Conveniently named after the effect wearing it has on women.
Ryanair. Not just an airline, it's also the name of our cheapest sandwich. Rye and air.
Powland condoms. You get what you pay for, yeah?
Rhys James, because Ed Gamble's busy.
OK, the next topic is unlikely lines from a sci-fi movie.
We're going to have to put Gotham City into lockdown. Someone ate Batman.
Luke, I am not your father, but I can be your daddy.
Don't worry, we put you in cryogenic suspension to make the journey more bearable. It's amazing technology, but it does make Megabus slightly more expensive.
OK, prep the rice chamber. Someone dropped R2-D2 in the toilet and I want to piss off Nigel.
Everyone, set your devices to stun, because I've got this fabulous new hat.
Luke, I am your father. Well, I'm Boris Johnson, so the odds are pretty good.
How can we tell you're not a robot? Hold up. Which of these squares contain a traffic light?
We come in peace. Yeah, that's all very well and good, but we've got a points-based immigration system. Can you pick fruit with your tentacles?
Oh, no! It took my eyes! I can't see! But I'll just drive to Barnard Castle, make sure.
I don't care if you're a Dalek, you have to check in with the app.
The Overlord is pure evil, and he just doesn't care. He knows that every time he presses his buzzer, a child dies.
I just can't do it, Captain! I don't have the power! You're in neutral?
E.T., just text home. Nobody phones anymore. You're so embarrassing.
I'll tell you what, I just got it. Ryanair.
OK, I'm going to beam myself down to the surface of the planet. Oh, it's so hot! It's hot! It's molten hot! Why didn't anyone tell me? There you go.
Sorry, don't honey me. You've shrunk the kids.
Master Luke, I'm afraid the ship's crew have refused to go any further until they've had smashed avocado on toast. I knew we shouldn't have tried to get home in the Millennial Falcon.
The crew refused to go home till they've had avocado on toast. We shouldn't have... Oh, I can't do it either. You know what? It's harder than it looks, and I've gained a lot of respect for you, Angela.
Ryanair.
Unlikely lines from a thriller.
You're not going to believe what they've done. They've bleached the minions.
My joke! My joke!
Do you care for a game, 007? Dinosaur top trumps?
We've put charges here and here. No one will be able to get into central London without paying.
I won't let you die on me! So I'm just gonna roll you onto the floor. You can die down there.
Should I cut the red wire? No, Bond, it's just my tampon.
You want £250,000 now and another £250,000 when the job is done? Come on, mate, it's only a boiler.
We are going to find this so-called blowjob killer, and when we do, he's going down for a very long time.
It's going to explode at any minute. Well, it's your daughter's nappy. You change it.
The British Secret Service may have M, but we have someone twice as good. Eminem.
The first rule of Fight Club is scan the QR code on entry.
Look, we can't talk for long because we're both female characters.
Vodka martini. Shaken. Not... Actually, this is my 6th one, so I don't give a fuck if you make it in a blender.
It goes off in 10 seconds. You will never stop me. Oh, you've put it on snooze.
Look, it's really tough out there because of the pandemic, so we're going to have to put you on furlough leave on 80% of what you're worth. So 007, you're now 005.6.
I don't know which wire to cut. Look, this is my first vasectomy.
What's the cause of death? Well, I think a lot of this blood is actually supposed to be inside his body.
Mr. Bond, I am a high-level government advisor. Don't assume I'm going to sleep with you just because my name is Breasty Lovecock.
OK, the next topic is unlikely things to hear in a nature show.
Now we see the fastest predator on land, Prince Andrew running from American lawyers.
And as I watch these birds begin their mating ritual, I know that I'm really making full use of my Pornhub subscription.
I cannot believe it. Someone has bleached the minions.
Sperm whales. Could they be the reason the sea is so salty?
Here is the Indian elephant being asked by its mother why it hasn't met a nice girl yet.
The mighty bear emerges from hibernation. Time to get back on Grindr.
The male snake will shed its skin up to 12 times a year, all because it thinks moisturising is a bit girly.
As of 2020, the global population is 7.8 billion people. And you're still single.
The Serengeti, home to absolutely shitloads of animals.
Thanks to the wonders of modern technology, we can now translate what these penguins are saying into English. Let's listen in. Bloody hell, it's cold!
The owl's head can rotate 720 degrees before coming off in your hands.
I mean, just look at that massive fuck-off herd of elephants.
It is over. The hippo has won and the flamingo retreats because, frankly, he hasn't got a leg to stand on.
Just look at all those rhinos. Endangered my hole.
Well, it turns out a bull in a china shop wasn't as dramatic as we thought. But join us next week when I'll be putting a cat amongst some pigeons.
At just 3 microns, it is almost invisible to the human eye. Yep, I've got a tiny penis.
And in the first episode, we're going to be taking an intimate look at how it builds its dams. Yeah, I'm as disappointed as you. Anyway, welcome to Inside the Beaver.
Unlikely things to say when running for president.
Silence, worms!
OK, I just need to check my notes. I've got so much money.
I'm delighted to announce that my running mate is the hologram of Kim Kardashian's dead dad.
Thank you once again for electing me, Vladimir Putin, President of the USA.
You will not find me confusing presidents with fast food outlets, and that is why I have been such a long-time admirer of JFKFC.
As president, I'll be legalizing marijuana.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to be your president. Not for the fame, not for the power, not for the riches, but for the fanny.
This week I will speak in 4 states. Angry, tired, psychotic, medicated.
Why should black voters trust me? Well, if you check my college photos, I even used to dress up as you guys back in the day.
In light of recent events, we've decided to postpone all campaign activities. It's called Self-Care Babes. Look it up.
Tax havens. Tax butlins. Tax pontins.
If elected, I will drastically reduce the price of prosthetic limbs, because at the moment they cost an arm and a leg.
I will not be running in 2020. I will be skipping.
I can't deny it. I did send those explicit images, but in my defence, I had just had my arsehole bleached, and I was very pleased with how it came out.
To the people who say that I'm too old to be president, here's £1, don't tell your mum.
Yes, we can. Lock her up. Drain the swamp. Hands face space. Oh, my God. I can't stop. Speaking in threes. Someone please help.
The allegations of voter fraud are ridiculous. My opponent is just jealous of my popularity with the dead.
I'm running for president, and what do? Advisor? What do you do?
People say I have alienated too many people to be elected president. And to those people, I say, fuck off.
OK, the next topic is things you wouldn't hear on a cookery show.
Sorry, onions always make me cry because my mother was killed by an onion truck.
Now, it's had a lot of bad press recently, but I think I can change your mind with my recipe for bat à l'orange.
If you are going to Google this recipe, do be aware that Coq au vin does bring up a lot of dogging websites.
This recipe was passed down to me by my great-grandmother, so it is a little bit racist.
So last week I showed you how to knock up a chicken. This week I showed you how to impregnate a turkey.
Hi, I'm Nigella Lawson, and I've run out of innuendo, so I'm just going to cook this curry with a tit out.
And of course, you can get these from the supermarket, but I prefer to grow my own Haribo.
Well, they're a very sad pair of dumplings, but they're still hosting MasterChef.
So there is shark fin soup. Ta-da! Sorry, ta-da.
Now, in America, they call these eggplants, but in the UK, we simply call them chickens.
Now we've put the pineapple on the pizza, all that's left is to slide it into the bin.
So, is it a cereal? Is it seafood? Who cares? It's the world's most dangerous fusion food, sugar pufferfish.
Core, 2 apples. Sorry, core 2 apples.
So when my family came to England in the 60s, they very early on, they realised that all you need to do is package up any old shit, call it authentic, and white people will lap it up.
Welcome to my new pop-up restaurant where we just make toast.
And now I'm going to roast these carrots. Yeah, you wonky orange knobs.
So we just wait for that to rise for a minute, and if it doesn't, I'll pop another Viagra.
It's another lockdown, so you know what that means? It's another series of Cooking While Pissed! Today, we're going to put an oven-ready meal in the microwave for too long.
Things a news reporter would never say.
And the Prime Minister is just going to be arriving now. I'm going to see if I can just have a quick word with him, and that word's going to be... Wanga!
And I'm reporting live from North Korea because my colleagues hate me.
So I'm not going to tell you who I am, where I am, or what's happening.
All around me, I can hear shelling. Why? I am in a pea factory.
And today, Meghan and Harry have, to be honest, I don't care.
Now, the traffic news. There's a terrible mess just past junction 16 on the M4, Swindon.
And now, to find out how those peace talks are progressing, we're going to cross now to Camp David. Oh, hello, Ducky!
And I'm just getting word now that half of the hostages have been released, which can only be... Oh, hang on, sorry. Oh no, half a hostage has been...
You're watching Channel 5 News. Sorry, I'm a bit... Sorry, no one's ever done that before. Have you sat on the remote?
The following scenes contain flash photography. Very flash. Terry's got a new camera.
Tonight, the winner of the Euro Millions largest ever rollover jackpot has been announced. That's right. Read your own fucking headline.
I don't care if you don't want to see me again. It's still polite to text back, Darren.
And now back to Phil Collins in the studio.
Are newsreaders getting too dramatic? Find out more next week.
Water has been discovered on the moon, very close to the spot where Neil Armstrong said, "Hey, Buzz, I'm just nipping behind this rock for a minute."
Eyewitnesses say that the flasher bears an uncanny resemblance to Gru from Despicable Me and emits a short buzzing noise just before exposing himself.
OK, the next topic is unlikely lines from kids' films and TV shows.
And today's show, children, has been brought to you by the letter P and the number 45. Oh.
1, 2, 3, 4. Gosh, Mr. Tumble, you do have a low sperm count.
Thomas the Tank Engine huffed and puffed as he pulled out of Paddington. Paddington rolled over and had a post-coital marmalade sandwich. Mash up! Mash up!
"Can I tell you a secret?" said Tigger. "I killed Carol Baskin's husband."
Peppa Pig. Great with rice.
In this week's Horrible Histories, we're going to be covering 2020. Oh, no!
Next up, it's the world's first fully animated pornography, Sex Toy Story.
I don't know what happened. I just joined in with the song and I lost control of the bus.
Mummy Bear said, "Somebody's been sleeping in my bed." And Daddy Bear said, "Well, you don't have to rub it in, you whore."
Oh, look, here come the 7 dwarfs. Grumpy, bashful, sleepy, dopey, crackhead, nonce and gimp.
On this week's Angelina Ballerina, we'll be finding out if Angelina can get a job in cyber.
"Hello, fat controller," said Thomas. "Fuck you call me, you grey-faced twat."
I really love you, Peter Rabbit. Oh, wait, sorry, no, Rampant. Rampant Rabbit.
Well, we've told him it's a giant peach, but the truth is, James is just very, very small.
Did you know, children, that without rap music, we wouldn't have Pass the Parcel music?
But luckily, before Cinderella had left the party, she had left a shit in the punch bowl. And the prince said, whoever's arse this shit fits, I will marry.
Unlikely lines from a blockbuster movie.
Unfortunately, this year's Hunger Games has had to be cancelled thanks to Marcus Bloody Rashford.
You talking to me? You talking to me? As I say, Mrs. Patel, sometimes it's just your tone.
I'm sorry, Mr. Batman. The mask has to cover your mouth.
He says he's going to kill you, but he won't. He's just being silly. Stop being Darth Vader!
Stella! Stella! So you have to order on the app.
We need to join forces to become a pantomime horse. You'll be front. I'll be back.
Vodka martini, shaken, not stirred. Oh, go on, and a bag of Frazzles.
Everything I touch just turns to ice. I can't give hand jobs away.
Give me one good reason why I shouldn't kill you. It's illegal. Well, game, set, and match. I can't apologise enough.
Wax on, wax off. Wax on, wax off. God, this is a good episode of Naked Attraction.
All the superheroes are sat cross-legged on a sports hall floor in Avengers Assembly.
I mean, you can laugh, but I did that one in Series 14, so, yeah.
Take that! Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah.
I am Batman. Do you have any strepsils?
I don't know what happened. I was just making love to John McClane, and then he passed away. I guess it was a good day to die hard.
I don't know what happened. I was just making love to John McClane, and then he passed away. I guess it was a good day to die hard. Just use whichever one you prefer.
You had me at hello. You lost me at send nudes.
I see dead people, OK? And they all voted for Sleepy Joe Biden.
You're not the president. You're wearing a disguise. I just ripped the president's face off.
Say hello to my little friend! Mr. Sunak, if you could just outline the budget.
Of course we need a bigger boat. You cannot catch a shark in a fucking pedalo.
The next topic is things you never hear in a science documentary.
And your host is not Dara O'Brien.
The UK consumes more coke than any other country in Europe. So why can't I find my dealer anywhere?
Hi, I'm Brian Cox, and I'm here with my favourite bald comic companion, Tom Allen.
The human body is 80% water. What would it feel like if it wasn't. Well, much better. I've needed that piss since breakfast.
There's two main rules when it comes to magnetism: attraction and repulsion. Sorry, not magnetism, Tinder.
And this right here is the exact spot where man crawled out of the sea and attempted to walk. Welcome to Ibiza Uncovered.
So I dedicated my entire life to becoming a rocket scientist, only to discover years later that it didn't impress Shania Twain at all.
NASA have finally solved the problem of lack of motivation at work with this, a rocket small enough to put up your arse.
The planet used to be one large landmass called Pangaea before its inhabitants voted for Pangexit.
If you look around, chemistry is everywhere, except in my marriage.
Well, stand back and put your safety goggles on, and let's see what happens when I pop a Viagra.
We finally discovered what dolphins are actually saying to each other, and it turns out they're quite racist.
Welcome to the documentary you switched to when your mum walked in on you watching porn.
Well, we've got it up to 70%. That's enough, isn't it?
Some say science and religion can't mix. But if not for DNA, we wouldn't have caught these priests.
As Archimedes lay in the bath, he made his greatest discovery yet. Dicks float.
And that was Buzz Aldrin there, talking about, believe it or not, the fucking moon again. Jesus Christ, mate, change it up.
Unlikely lines from a TV detective show.
No, it's not a murder. He just died.
You're going away for a long, long time. You've clearly used up all of your annual holiday. Have a great trip.
Yeah, no, it does sound like a lovely trip to Alton Towers. They just sort of meant call me if you remember anything about the case.
Why does the chalk outline have 3 legs? Oh, that's not a leg.
Impossible, Detective. It couldn't have been me. On the night of the 22nd, I was at home cleaning my murder weapons.
This is Tango Charlie. OK, my mistake. I'll get you a Pepsi, Charlie.
And was there any ID on the murder victim? Great. Oh, today's date. It's their birthday. Get their arms. 1, 2, 3.
OK, I'm going to go in there and do the interrogation as normal. Then you come in, ask me which motorway I took to get here, sneeze very loudly, and then tell me things were done differently in your day. Classic good cop, dad cop.
I'm from the SWAT team.
I've had enough. Turn over your badge. I've always been curious to know what the back of those badges look like.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Can you just... Well, can you speak in Norwegian? It makes it more gritty and then people don't realise the acting's actually shit.
Yeah, there's semen on the bed sheets, there's blood on the walls. Maybe we should move hotel rooms.
Anything you say can and will be held against you at any time. What do you mean, why? Because I'm your wife.
Unfortunately, the murderer's latest victim was a teenage girl. It's believed her last words were, ugh, can you not?
OK, so we've got hair samples, we've got scrapings from underneath the fingernail, we've got a bite mark, and that's why I'm sending this pizza back.
I've got an artist's impression for you, boss.
The next topic is unlikely lines from a romantic novel.
She collapsed slowly in his arms. He sighed and reached for the puncture repair kit.
Oh, pretty, he said. Bully me like one of your civil servants.
Let's make love, she said, but not here, upstairs. And with that, they climbed to the top deck of the night bus.
She turned to her husband and said, let's try role play tonight. He said, sure. What do you want to do? He said, I want you to pretend you're the Prime Minister. Oh, you're into power? No, I want you to get me pregnant and fuck off.
I'm wearing edible underwear, she teased. He ripped off her skirt. Yeah, I think generally that's supposed to be candy. It's just I'm not really in a spag bowl mood.
Next time, he said, licking cream out of her belly button, I'll remember to put the lid on the blender.
As he climbed on top of her, Melania thought to herself, remember, he'll be dead soon.
She smiled at him across the mattress. Aren't we lucky, she said, to have found a skip with one of these in it.
It was just like a scene from Romeo and Juliet, except I didn't take the poison and now I'm wanted for murder.
2,000 a year, Mr. Darcy. Why, that's an awful lot of women.
She took him by the hand and led him up to the bedroom. He couldn't believe it. She was about to make his deepest fantasy come true. He was going to get to have sex.
Go! Leave me! I cannot stand another minute in your presence. I could never love a man who thinks it's funny to superglue a woman's hand to her forehead.
Anastasia walked towards the wall of chains, hooks, and rope. A huge hulk of a man stepped in front of her and said, "Hi, I'm Jeff. Welcome to B&Q."
He said to her, "Will you make me the happiest man in the world and introduce me to your fit sister?"
She knew she was being wooed, and now she told him to piss off. She was being very wooed indeed.
As he climbed under the covers, he couldn't believe what he saw. A beautiful woman with long blonde hair, big green eyes, and a perfect body tattooed on the arm of a plasterer called Dina.
I came as soon as I got your message. Richard was dreadful at sexting.
He got down on one knee. "Will you marry me?" he asked. She flushed. "Oh, you should ask my father first." I don't fancy him.
He kissed her tenderly. She looked in his eyes and said, "Do that thing you know I like." And he went downstairs and restacked the dishwasher properly.
Things a sports commentator would never say.
Oh, and he's finished that race in just under 2 hours. A gruelling finish for the 100 metres and a very disappointing performance from Captain Tom.
And congratulations to my mum, who's taking home the gold medal for passive aggression.
And there he is, he's crossed the line. That jockey has just won the Grand National. He must feel 5 feet tall.
And there we have it. We finally know who has won the Ashes. Some said a tombola at a funeral was inappropriate, but it's what she would have wanted.
Well, with 3 sixes like that in a row, you have to ask, is Satan the one-day batsman England have been looking for?
It's 2046. Welcome to the opening ceremony of the Tokyo 2020 Olympics.
And Hamilton has the lead, and look how excited his dog is.
Tonight we have coverage of the England men's team.
Well, that is a wild throw in the javelin. That is huge. Very difficult to tell where that javelin's going. Where is that javelin?
And he's reaching, and he's almost got it. And yes, Harry Potter has the golden snitch. Of course he has the smug prick.
And that is exactly why they call him a fox in the box. A great finish, followed by shitting and screaming.
Well, that was a very delayed decision on VAR. But yes, Jeff Hurst's goal did cross the line.
Oh, and that's a firm backhand. Although I like to try reasoning with the staff.
What's the name of the guy taking the penalty? Can you find it out for me? Oh, it's gone in! Goal!
Liverpool in their away costumes there, just making their way backstage for the interval.
And what a fascinating end to the snooker. He went red, then blue, and then the ambulance arrived to take him away.
Andy Murray there with a soft lob. Happens to the best of us.
And as the lights go out for the start of this nighttime Singapore Grand Prix, the drivers shout, "Please turn the lights on, we can't see a fucking thing!"
The next topic is unlikely things to hear on a property show.
Now, this next property's got a bit of showbiz sparkle. Now, do you know David Tennant? Well, the guy he played, Dennis Nilsson, used to live here.
Now, an excellent way to check if it is a load-bearing wall is to knock it down and see what happens.
Storage is often a problem, but not for me. I am Kevin McICloud.
And of course, we've got the extra room, you know, thinking about the longer term, if you want to get married and have babies, if, you know, that's something you're interested in.
This week on Location, 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 we're in Basingstoke, Basingstoke, Basingstoke.
Next up on BBC London, we've got Escape to the Country. And on BBC Somerset, it's Defend the Village from Towny Buggers.
Now, this clever couple swapped their tiny one-bed for a south-facing, detached 426-bed by simply moving to Benson's for Beds.
Now, we have had a couple of issues with the garden. We've managed to clear away most of the Japanese knotweed, but I don't know how familiar you are with quicksand.
After this millennial couple stopped buying posh lattes for an entire year, they had saved enough money for one massive latte.
And there's also the option of a fire in the living room if you need the insurance money.
Well, I asked the vendor what he thought of your offer. and he told me to shove it up your arse.
And we've been able to convert this one-bedroom flat into a three-bedroom flat just by putting a bed in the kitchen and the toilet.
I see you've put a cellar on your must-haves. Is that because you're alcoholics or perverts?
John has always wanted to convert a lighthouse, but the project has been on and off for years.
Get out! Get out!
This week on A Place in the Sun, we feature a couple who speak a second language and buy the house.
Now, you said you wanted to be near a school. How many little ones do you have? OK, how many are you expecting to have? I'm going to have to call the police, sir.
Of course, we're not sure if they're serious buyers, but when they're finished having a shit, we'll ask them.
Unlikely lines from a fantasy film or TV show.
Oh, Master Frodo, I've got a ring you can destroy.
Hufflepuff? No, thanks. You got any cocaine?
You shall not pass! Oh, you're Trump supporters. Oh, yeah, sure. No, the Senate chamber is just down there.
Tell you what, girls, I've been enjoying Quidditch much more since Hermione taught me the vibrating broom spell.
He may only drink blood, but he eats everything. He is Vampire the Buffet Slayer.
So you must be the Beast? Oh, you're the Beauty? Oh, awkward.
Unfortunately, sir, your dragon has failed its emissions test. May I interest you in an electric eel?
The amulet has come to life. You know what this means? Our table at TGI's is ready.
I'm really sorry, but my granny says she's not getting in the TARDIS unless it's the White Doctor.
I am the greatest magician in all the 7 kingdoms. Was this your card?
Yeah, it turns out those weren't his dark materials. We found his dark materials on a hard drive. He's now on a register.
I'm the King of the North! Actually, Andy, it's just Mayor of Greater Manchester.
No, sire, the orcs will not kill any hobbits today. They are doing veganuary.
The red pill represents your desire to know the truth. The blue pill will have you rock hard for hours.
This may look like a normal bookcase, but if I take out this encyclopedia and turn to page 206, there's a diagram of a boobs.
You're a wizard, Harry. No shit, Ginger Nuts. What gave it away? The wand or the fucking school we go to?
And in the Battle of Winterfell, the Night King turned to his White Walkers and said, I know you're hurt, but you need to go home. We need to have peace. You're very special. We love you, but go home.
OK, the next topic is unlikely dating profiles.
Lonely Southern Belle seeks handsome delivery driver.
You may recognise me from Mock the Week.
I'll be honest, I'm only on here because I've been banned from all the other apps. But what am I looking for? About 11,780 votes.
I'm at Chris Whitty69, and I'm here to announce a cockdown in Tier 4.
Are you single? Over 50? Yeah.
46-year-old master of reverse psychology seeks no one. I'm fine on my own.
Are you looking for companionship, unconditional love and long walks? Great. I'm selling a dog.
I want to be your Ford Cortina, because no one's been in me since the 1980s.
Lonely drummer seeks the one, the two, the 1, 2, 3, 4.
They say nothing worth having comes easily. Well, then how do you explain my dick?
Hi, I'm Deb. I'm an anti-vaxxer, and I'm... I'm fine.
It's very simple. I'm looking for an Irishman who speaks like a Southern belle.
I'm a bit of a pocket rocket. 11 men have died in me.
I'm recently divorced after 14 years of marriage, and I'm looking to sort of mix it up a bit, try new things, maybe try a bit of cock.
Sick of seeing your family? Date me, Meghan Markle.
I've been married for 20 years. I just need a fuck.
Unlikely lines from a children's book.
Jimmy the Jumbo Jet landed in the airport. Oh, that's a good bus.
Please, sir, can I have some more? Afraid not, mate. Your lunch was made by Chartwells.
Meet Pablo Escobar, said Willy Wonka. He's making Charlie in the chocolate factory.
You have your mother's eyes, said Snape, and your father's juicy ass.
And suddenly, the police burst in and the 3 black bears were arrested on suspicion of kidnapping Goldilocks.
You know, maybe I wouldn't have to keep running and hiding all the time if just once in a while someone would ask, how's Wally?
Inside that wardrobe is a whole magical world. So why don't you go and explore for an hour while Mummy has her wine?
He huffed and he puffed, but however hard he tried, Boris couldn't form a coherent sentence.
The tiger came to tea and stayed for breakfast, so you have to call him Uncle Tiger now.
After Willy showed another group of children his chocolate factory, he pulled up his trousers and was put on a register.
I wish I was back in Kansas, said Dorothy, as she was arrested for breaking into the Capitol.
And as they looked around at how everyone had been separated at Hogwarts this year, the kids began to realise this sorting hat was incredibly racist.
Where's Mr. Tickle? Said Mr. Nosy. He is at a sexual harassment tribunal, said Little Miss had enough of your bullshit.
Harry Potter, Chapter 1, The Boy Who Lived as a boy, because he was born a boy, and that's how it's supposed to be.
I won't be staying long. I'm a new kind of nanny, said Mary Pop-Up.
Oh, well, said Bi-Curious George. That didn't hurt nearly as much as I thought it would.
Hogwarts? Yes, I wish I'd never slept with that pig.
And the ugly duckling, who all the other ducks had bullied, turned into a beautiful swan. So, just goes to show you, bullying works.
Mr. Greedy, Mr. Lazy, Mr. Uppity, Mr. Daydream, whatever you want to call him, he's not president anymore!
The next topic is bad things to hear from your flatmate.
Welcome to your new home. I forgot to tell you that every evening in this flat, we watch the Dara O'Brien DVD.
Firstly, the Dara O'Brien DVD?
OK. That wasn't Nutella.
OK, who drank my milk? Do you know how long that took my mum to make for me?
You didn't see my moon cup when you emptied the dishwasher, did you?
Ooh, what have we here? Ah, needs more salt. Anyway, I'll leave you to it. Enjoy your bath.
God, I might just go and dig a big hole in the garden to get out the stress of my girlfriend's disappearance.
Sorry, so you're kicking me out of the flat just because I'm dangerously obsessed with The Apprentice? Well, thank you for the opportunity.
If you're popping to the shop, can you get me some marigolds and some bleach and some heavy-duty bin bags? Oh, and a Twix. Naughty.
No, I'm not really into politics. It's all a bit boring, isn't it? My job? Oh, I'm the health secretary.
Hey, man, I'm sorry your dog died, but I did tell it to stop barking.
Hey, who's your friend who keeps coming over in the middle of the night? You know, the little Victorian girl with no eyes.
About yesterday. Sorry about when I walked in on you wanking. I'll make sure to wank in my own room from now on.
Oh, God, it is great to be back. I've been travelling. I've been to Brazil, South Africa and Kent.
I hope you don't mind. I've moved the fridge into your bedroom. I'd just like a snack while I watch you sleep.
OK, I know you're a bit sick of the last one, but don't worry. I've managed to get the other Dara O'Brien DVD.
Well, if Jesus wanted me to pay the electric bill, Jesus would have given me some money.
Oh, good, you're all settled in. Hey, if you watch a lot of porn, you might recognise our kitchen.
Unlikely lines from a costume drama.
Sir, I demand satisfaction. I will meet you in that field at dawn, and I expect a hand job minimum.
We're all naked.
Well, I never thought I'd say this, but I think I've fallen in love with a scullery maid. Apparently she grew up in a place called The Dip.
I cannot love you the way I wish to. The war in France has left me less of a man than you deserve. Oh, how to explain? Someone shot my knob off.
Heathcliff, my love, let me in, it's me, Kathy. I've left my keys at bingo, what am I like?
At last, he's replied to my missive. Tell me, what does it say? New messenger boy, who dis?
Well, why do you think the Duchess is crying? You just referred to her husband's coffin as the Duke box.
Lady Windermere, you are far more massive and liquid. This is Lake Windermere, isn't it?
I bring bad news, my liege. The Duke of Richmond, the Earl of Derby, and the Black Knight have all fallen, all gone. All turned into Weatherspoons.
Can they crack the Enigma code in tonight's film, The Imitation Game? Can they crack the Enigma code in tonight's film, The Imitation Game?
I can't go out there in just my garter and corset. What will my wife think?
I must defy you, Father. I will not marry for money or status. I will only marry for love and a massive cock.
I saw Mozart leaving the opera house. I shouted, Wolfgang! Wolfgang! He ignored me. But then he was eaten by a gang of wolves.
Oh, yeah, is that King Arthur? Hoping you can help. It's not really a sword and a stone thing, more of a cucumber arse situation.
I will not marry you, Mr. Darcy. Could you be my fuck buddy?
If you prick me, do I not bleed? If you tickle me, do I not laugh? If I chat shit, do I not get banged?
10 to 2, 10 to 2, 10 to 2, 10 to 2.
All right. The next topic is things you wouldn't hear on daytime TV.
And now it's time for Repair Shop, where Rishi Sunak has brought in the entire British economy.
Can I have a vowel, a consonant, and, like, 7 emojis?
And now it's time for some country music in a loft with Johnny Cash in the attic.
And after the break, Mark will be giving me all the tips on how to dress to impress. And I'll be telling Mark to shove his tips up his arse.
And now the programme with the biggest carbon footprint. It's Come Mine With Me.
Today, I'll be looking around this mystery celebrity's house while struggling to walk and hallucinating. This is Through the K-Hole.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry, Susanna. I talked over you there.
Who have I brought with me today? Thanks for asking, Vernon. It's my Auntie Sue, my mum Carol, and down the end is my gorgeous, gorgeous, soon-to-be stepdad Tony.
Well, my goodness, look at those kiwi fruit. They look absolutely delicious. Oh, no, sorry. Simon's looking at his testicles again.
Joining us today on Sunday Brunch are 3 celebrities who you were fairly certain were dead.
Of course, the best thing to do with leftovers is to put them in the fridge for a couple of days and then throw them away.
So, Boris says we're going to close our borders a full 9 months after every other country in the world. Let's see if it's pointless.
They have just 20 minutes to make £1,000. Time to find out if they really are loose women.
And now I'm looking for a bigger penis in Wanted Down Under.
And now it's time for Neighbours, starring Ramesh Ranganathan. That's right, he's in this now as well.
What do we think of the property? We love it. Of course we love it. We live here. Who the fuck are you?
Unfortunately, this week's bargain hunt has been cancelled after some contestants accidentally bought the Ark of the Covenant and melted David Dickinson's face off.
Welcome to our Saturday Kitchen Global Warming Special. And after the break, an emotional Greta Thunberg tries her hand at a baked Alaska.
And now, the very last episode of A Place in the Sun.
Next tonight, it's Family Fortunes, or as I like to call it, Pointless for Thick People.
Angela, are you okay?
I wouldn't have fallen over, but there's a dip.
Things you wouldn't hear in a history documentary.
Well, I'm afraid due to CGI budget constraints, this series of Walking with Dinosaurs is just this.
I'd love it if you cut Angela's and just left that in. I'm Professor Robert Winston, and you join me at the Royal Albert Hall in the search for a legendary artefact. This is Hitler's other ball.
Henry, the Secretary of State during the Nixon administration, sitting in a tree. K-I-S-S-I-N-G-E-R.
And in ancient Greece, they used to put a coin in dead bodies' mouths, so when they got to the afterlife, they could get a trolley.
Now, unfortunately, we don't know anything about this period of history because someone pulled down one statue of a racist.
It's February and my boyfriend won't let me put the heating on. This is the real Cold War.
And I'm delighted to be the first museum animatronic of a blacksmith to host a history documentary.
And this inhabitant of Pompeii used his final seconds to hold up a sign that says, all TV historians are dicks. Right, which one of the camera crew did this?
Before his victory in 1066, he was known as William the.
The Bronze Age, the third best age.
Now, as we all know, the Battle of Hastings occurred in 1066. Oh, my God, that's my PIN number. Shit, is this live?
This has been described as dinosaur poo, and that's one of the best reviews of this history programme.
Divorced, beheaded, died, divorced, beheaded, survived. We've all got our own way of remembering the sugar babes.
After treating the body and wrapping it in bandage, they travel home and pretend they've had nothing done in Turkey.
Now, the ancient Egyptians believed that the sun crossed the sky in a golden chariot. Fucking idiots.
Welcome to another documentary about the Nazis. How have you not made your mind up?
The Black Plague was actually ended by the Great Fire of London, so you join me setting fire to a 5G mast.
The next topic is unlikely things to hear on the radio.
You're listening to Radio 3. Well done.
I quite like AstraZeneca. It drives really well. You're listening to Motoring Today on Dip FM.
And now a documentary in which we look at the outmoded sexual mores of the Carry On films. This is Radio 4.
And now it's chilled out, relaxing songs to send you off to sleep here on Drive Time.
You're listening to Jazz FM. It's about the listeners we don't have.
You're tuned in to the #1 most listened to radio station in the UK right now today. It is Hospital Radio.
That was this week's #2. Gotta feel 3 stone lighter.
And this week, still at number 10, he's still at number 10.
And in about 15 seconds' time, we'll be coming towards the end of the minute's silence.
And as we approach the summer months, my advice is just to shave it all off. You're listening to Lady Gardener's Question Time.
0800, it's going to be underneath your neighbour's wheelie bin. This is the Hermes shipping forecast.
And now Gavin Williamson tells us how to run a major government department in I'm Sorry I Haven't a Clue.
Oh dear, a lot of angry callers today, and let me say, if you want to talk about the Premier League, there is a place for you to go. But if you want to chat about your love of fortified wine, join us here on Talks Port.
Today's call-in topic is what do you do when your phone is broken? No one's got in touch so far, but...
And for the next 2 hours on LBC, it's White Noise. Nick Ferrari.
Now, people say the days of pirate radio and rock and roll are over, but I'm here to bring them back. I've had 2 lem sips. Here's Scouting for Girls.
Here are the news headlines. Nothing's happened yet. It's 4 in the morning. Go back to bed.
Today's phone-in is about anxiety at work. Do you ever feel that when you're doing your job, there's 5 people waiting behind you ready to take your spot?
At the end of that round, the points go to Ed, Maisie and Aher.